track appropriately coming into this triple combination. Very difficult. Oxer, 1 strides, 2 strides coming out to see. Right hand turn, again, this is a little bit of a tricky line. We call it an S line across the middle, going away from the in-gate, the green oxer at number 6, and then very delicate oxer at number 7. I think this is, you're going to see jump number 7 come down a lot, that front pull. It kind of just encourages people to get into it and get a little deep to it. So my prediction is the front of number 7 will come down a little bit. And then if they ride that 7 strides to jump number 7 properly, that 5 strides to Liverpool will get a little direct and a little steady at the tallest jump on course at number 8. Left hand turn to the Vitalized vertical right in front of the scoreboard. This is a little bit of an option line. The course designer sometimes sets a line where you can do a couple of choices. So this I'd say is a real choice here. You see probably half the course, my prediction would do 5 strides. Another half, depending on their horse and their abilities, will do 6 strides. So definitely an option here to the bunnies. Again, the front rail of this bunny oxer, I think, will come down a lot as well. And then right-hand turn, if we take a little walk over here to this really cool wall at the Split Jumping Tour wall, you know, to the human eye, this is definitely probably the coolest jump on course. But for horses and riders, it's a fairly simple jump to jump on course. The horses tend to usually jump this jump really, really well. But I do think the horses are going to get a little bit tired by the end of this course, going away from the in-gate at the horses combination over there in front of the judges. And I do think that that'll be definitely a difficult line to finish. They're going to have to really keep their energy level up, their cadence up, jump the 1 stride combination, and then it's going to be very short 5 strides to the Sunflowers to finish. So it's a long course. I think he's built it perfect for the field, and my prediction would be 8 or 9 clear. So we'll see what happens. Adrian, I don't know if you want me to kick it back to you for a little bit more of a description and of everything. Thanks, Adrian.
Well, Derek, you did a great job describing the course indeed. That was very informative. I'll tell you what, I am going to talk a little bit about the rules for our competition this afternoon. So this afternoon's $100,000 FEI Grand Prix is going to be judged under FEI Regulation 238.2.2. Now, most of you are more familiar with the USEF Table 2-2A. Now, a 2A class, it's a 2-phase competition, so how this will work is all of our horses and riders will compete in the first phase. At the conclusion of Phase 1, we go to Phase 2, which is typically called the jump-off. Now, in order to qualify for the jump-off, our horses and riders are going to need to be clear in the first phase, meaning no jumping faults and no time faults. Derek was talking a little bit about that earlier. So remember, in the first phase, riders will be looking to be clear over the jumps, and the time on the clock will only be important to the extent that riders will want to be sure to be under the time allowed, which is set at 79 seconds. Now, once we get to Phase 2, the jump-off, well, then it's going to be pretty straightforward. Our horses and riders are going to be hitting the gas and going fast because it's going to be the quickest jump-off ride with the fewest number of faults that takes home the lion's share of $100,000 in prize money. A very exciting format indeed. It's going to be a great afternoon, and we invite you all to sit back, relax, and enjoy our $100,000 Meter 45 FEI Grand Prix. We're going to draw your attention once again to Center Arena. We're pleased to introduce representing Terra Nova Equestrian Center. What a beautiful place. Hannah Herrick is with us. Hannah, take it away.
Hi, I just wanted to thank everyone for coming out to this event, the riders, spectators, everyone in VIP. Thank you for braving this uncharacteristic Florida weather. And everyone watching on the live stream, we really hope to see you in March for our own 100 Jumper series, and hopefully again next year for Split Rock. So please enjoy the event, and let's get started.
Yeah, and just to reiterate what Hannah was saying, we do have the Terra Nova Spring Series in March coming up the last 3 weeks of March. We have 3 great weeks of full 100 Jumper horse shows with a $50,000 Grand Prix each Saturday beginning at 11 a.m. on those Saturdays. So get your information in the horse show office, and we hope to see you back here at Terra Nova for years to come. Thanks, Adrian.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, just a few minutes for show time, and at this time we're going to ask our riders and trainers to clear the arena, please. Thank you so much. Best of luck to everybody. Again, enjoy your afternoon here. $100,000 Meter 45 FEI Grand Prix getting started here in just a few moments. Well, ladies and gentlemen, word from our in-gate is the top of the order just about ready to join us. That's good news indeed. Before we introduce our first competitor of the afternoon, it's only appropriate that we take just a moment to show our appreciation for and our respect for this terrific country in which we all live. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise. Gentlemen, remove cover. The United States National Anthem. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our horses have had their kisses and well wishes. It is time for show jumping, our $100,000 Meter 45 FEI Grand Prix. And what a great way to start. I'm pleased to introduce Jessica Mendoza, a terrific rider, and she's had a good week here at the Sarasota International Horse Show. She finished first and second. She had the top two placings yesterday in one of our $10,000 classes. Jessica representing the country of Great Britain, and she is aboard the 15-year-old gelding, Dublin. Best of luck to Jessica and to all our riders. Once again, Olaf has given us a very, very nice track indeed. Derek told us a lot about it. It's numbered 1 through 13. We got 16 jumping efforts, including the double and the triple. We got a first-round time allowed of 79 seconds. Well, what a way to start our Grand Prix. Jessica Mendoza, as I mentioned, she is dialed in this week. She is riding very well indeed, and we have got our first clear ride of the afternoon. Jessica and Dublin fault-free. First reference time, 77 and change, just a bit under that 79-second time allowed. There's the bell. We welcome junior rider Caroline Mawhinney. I believe Caroline, our only junior competing this afternoon. She represents the United States. She's got the ride here aboard the 14-year-old Hanoverian mare, Stella La Vista. All right, it looks like we got the bridle back on. We wanted to keep things kind of quiet until Stella had her bridle back on. So we'll state the obvious, a fall, never a good thing. But Caroline was up quickly. That was great to see. Looks like Stella is fine as well. So in spite of a fall, looks like horse and rider are both going to be okay. We're very thankful for that. Once again, so many sponsors making this such a special event, and let's share a little love right now for ESI, Equestrian Sports International, of course, Dahlman Jump Company, and Jarvis Insurance, just three of many of our terrific sponsors. Well, the bell has sounded. We welcome Luis Fernando Sanz Moro representing Guatemala. Luis has the ride here aboard VDL Maverick, and he's got the ride for the owner, Amanda Harris. Well, Luis and Maverick catching a couple of rails. We had 5A come down and fence number 7 as well. It's going to be 8 jumping faults. We're going to look to the clock real quickly. We're going to see a time of 79 and change. As I've mentioned a few times, 79 seconds is currently our first round time allowed. So we have one time fault pending. We'll obviously be conferring with our panel and, of course, Olaf to see if we're going to do anything with that first round time allowed. Well, representing the country of Israel, we're pleased to introduce professional rider Joshua Tabor. Joshua has the ride here aboard the 9-year-old mare, Untouchable, just 9 years of age, very young to be competing at the Grand Prix level. I think we've got 3 or 4 9-year-old horses competing this afternoon. Joshua is in the irons for the owners, Aquilo Investments. Well, the top drops at fence number 7 and fence number 9 as well. It's going to be 8 jumping faults. We've got a time of 86 and change. There will be a few on the clock. After consulting with Olaf and our jury, we've adjusted that first round time allowed to 81 seconds. So again, references of 77, 79, and 86. We've adjusted the first round time allowed to 81. Representing the United States, we're pleased to introduce Kristen Berry. And Kristen has the ride here aboard the 12-year-old warm blood Gelding Fantast van het Vickenhofer Coral Sea Stables. Well, a little bit of a rub there at 13, but everything's up. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got our second clear ride of the afternoon. Obviously, Kristen's going to be happy with that ride, but that's good news for us as well. That means we are guaranteed of having a jump-off. 2 clear rides, tied for the lead right now, Jessica Mendoza and Dublin, and Kristen Berrien and Fantast. There's the bell. We welcome our next competitor representing the United States. We're pleased to introduce professional rider Michelle Braun. She's got the ride here aboard the 10-year-old Holsteiner Quinn. I'll tell you what, I think Michelle's going to be super pleased with that ride. It was a good one. Michelle Braun and Quinn, just a single rail coming down, just 4 jumping faults. But as I said in my introduction, Quinn, one of our youngest jumpers competing in the field this afternoon, and obviously has a very bright future in the Grand Prix arena. So just a single rail, 4 jumping, and good for one of our placings, obviously, at this point. The bell is sounded. We welcome professional rider Taylor Land representing the United States. She's got the ride here aboard the Warmblood Gelding Leroy for Pine Tree Farms Incorporated. Well, Taylor Land and Leroy catching 2 rails along the way. It's going to be 8 jumping faults. We're okay on time, 76 and change. Well, next we're pleased to introduce professional rider Chloe Reed, representing the United States. Chloe has had quite a week here in Sarasota, been riding very well indeed. She's got the ride here aboard, again, one of our younger jumpers, just 9 years of age. It's the Hanoverian Gelding Crossover. Chloe has the ride here for Team Reed, LLC. Chloe, as always, thank you for the salute. Well, I mentioned Chloe. She's having a good week here in Sarasota. She's given us our third clear ride of the evening. Chloe Reed and Crossover coming back for our jump off. Well, there's the bell. We welcome one of our talented amateur riders representing the United States. This is Serena Marin. Serena has the ride here aboard the Selle Francais Gelding Sebastian, and she has the ride for Horse Orchard. Well, a very solid ride there for Serena Marin, just catching a single rail there late in the track, 12B coming down. It's just going to be the 4 jumping faults. It's going to be a time of 79.31 and good for 5th. We're going to keep rolling here. Round 1 of our $100,000 meter 45 jumpers. We're very pleased to introduce representing Germany, Andre Thiem. He's got the ride here aboard the 11-year-old Oldenburger Kanako. Well, let's add him to the list. Andre Thiem and Kanako jumping around perfectly. A fault-free effort. We're okay on time, 79 and change, and that makes 4. Well, there's the bell. We welcome amateur rider and representing Ecuador, Belen Guaderas. Belen has the ride here aboard the 11-year-old mare, Luminaria, for San Francisco Stables. Right now we've got 4 clear rides, all tied for the lead. Representing Great Britain, Jessica Mendoza aboard Dublin. Representing the U.S., Kristen Berry and aboard Fantast. Also representing the United States, Chloe Reed in Crossover. And representing Germany, Andre Thiem and Kanako. Well, how about it? Belen getting a little clear round cred as well. It's a fault-free ride, and she'll be coming back for the jump-off. Well, next we welcome another very talented amateur rider representing the United States. We're pleased to introduce Victoria Ketchum. She's got the ride here aboard the 14-year-old Belgian warmblood Isaac for Copperline Farm. Victoria Ketchum and Isaac, just a single rail coming down the Liverpool vertical numbered fence number 8. And we do have a time of 81 and change. There will be one on the clock, so a total of 5 there for Victoria and Isaac. Next to compete this afternoon, and also representing the United States, professional rider Sarah Segal. Sarah has the ride here aboard the 12-year-old Oldenburg Speedy Jump for Horatio Street Ventures. Well, Sarah and Speedy Jump, no doubt about it, getting around very well indeed. No jumping faults. Bit of bad news to share, however. We do have a time of 82 and change. There'll be a couple on the clock, but I think Sarah's going to be pretty happy with that effort. It was a good one. Just the 2-time faults and into 6th. Here we go with amateur rider Carrie McCahill. Carrie has the ride here aboard the 15-year-old gelding, Charlie Chaplin. Well, Carrie McCahill and Charlie, a couple of rails coming down. We're looking at an 8-fault effort. Next to compete this afternoon, representing the United States, we're pleased to introduce professional rider Rebecca Conway. She's got the ride here aboard the 13-year-old Hanoverian Concollier, and Rebecca has the ride for Blue Hill Farm, LLC. For Rebecca and Concollier, a little bit of a light rub at fence number 7, but unfortunately enough to make that front part of the oxer come down. So it will be 4 jumping faults. We got a time of 80 and change, and that's going to put Rebecca and Concollier into 9th. Professional rider Luis Fernando Larrazabal joining us now, representing Venezuela. He's got the ride here aboard the 11-year-old Holsteiner Kaye Quinn for the owner, Anna Holguin. Well, ladies and gentlemen, how about it, Luis and Kaye Quinn? It's a clear ride. Look at that time, 80.9 on the clock. Luis dodged a bullet there. He knows it. Just within the time allowed, and our friend Luis will be coming back for the jump off. There's the bell. We're going to keep rolling here with round 1 of our $100,000 meter 45 Grand Prix. Professional rider Rowan Wilson joining us now, representing Australia. He's got the ride here aboard the 11-year-old mare Wellington Grey Goose. Well, Rowan with the tip of the cap is going to go ahead and retire here aboard Grey Goose. Rowan, thank you so much for your efforts this afternoon. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, 6 clear so far, 6 tied for the lead. We've got Jessica aboard Dublin, Kristen aboard Fantas, Chloe aboard Crossover, Andre and Kanoko, Belen aboard Luminaria, and Luis aboard Kaye Quinn. There's the bell for professional rider Mark Blumen representing Colombia. Once again, one of our youngest jumpers competing in the field this afternoon, Nurte, just 9 years of age. Well, a single rail and a single rail only there for Mark and Nutja. Fence number 7 coming down again. It's come down quite a bit. A challenging oxer for sure. Representing the country of Ireland, we're pleased to introduce professional rider Jonathan Corrigan. He's got the ride here aboard the 12-year-old Warm Blood Fair Play, and he's in the irons for the owner, Deborah Wyckoff. Perfectly done, Jonathan Corrigan. Fair play, fault-free, and coming back for the jump-off. Once again, all of us here at the Split Rock Jumping Tour want to express our sincere thanks to all of our terrific sponsors that help make these events so special. Just a few of our sponsors this week here at the Sarasota International Horse Show: EQ Sports International, Vitalize, Jarvis Insurance, Dahlman Jump Company, and Amberway. Again, just to name a few of our many terrific sponsors. There's the bell for professional rider Kristen Vanderveen, representing the United States. She's got the ride here aboard the 10-year-old Holsteiner Bull Runs Agape. Well, for Kristen Vanderveen and Agape, 3 rails coming down. It'll be, 2 rails. 3 rails coming down. It'll be 12 jumping faults. We are just over the time allowed, 81 and change. There'll be 1 on the clock. Professional rider Alan Neighbors joining us now, representing the United States. He's got the ride here aboard the 10-year-old Belgian Warmblood Gelding Casanova for Dutch Valley Sport Horses. Well, for Allen and Casanova, we'll have a few jumping. We will have a few on the clock. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a little break in the action at this time for some arena maintenance. And as I've mentioned, we have all enjoyed our week here at the Sarasota International Horse Show in the beautiful Terra Nova Equestrian Center. And at this time, we're going to share some highlights. We're going to draw your attention to our beautiful scoreboard at the end of the arena.
We need to keep their guts happy. When we started using Vitalize Elements, they were happier, they were mellow, they wore their ears forward more. It should just more or less be a staple in every horse's diet.
Learn more about our full line of natural equine supplements at vitalizeeq.com.
So it is of the utmost importance to keep them and their guts and their stomachs happy. You know, we've had some horses in the past that kind of felt like they had ulcers. They're just fidgety, they're uncomfortable, they're ornery, and it's just they do not perform well at all. And so in order to keep them happy, we need to keep their guts happy. When we started using Vitalize Elements, they were happier, they were mellow, they wore their ears forward more. It should just more or less be a staple in every horse's diet.
Learn more about our full line of natural equine supplements at vitalizeeq.com.
I'm Javin Dahlman with Dahlman Jump Co. Our easy-to-use aluminum schooling courses start at $49.50. We deliver them to your door and take your trade-ins. All of our jumps are backed by a lifetime warranty. Get horse show ready with Dahlman Jump Co. And make sure to visit dahlmanjumpco.com for more information.
Equestrian Services International, your one-stop shop for all your equestrian needs. ESI is committed to quality and service as we plant, nurture and grow personal and long-term relationships with each client. Let ESI design, develop and construct all of your equestrian dreams.
Horseflight is excellence in international shipping. We like to say when you fly with us, you fly first class.
Horseflight was started by professionals in this industry, so your horse is next.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to state the obvious. Our horses and riders jumping very, very well indeed. In fact, we've got 7 clear rides on records thus far. I do want to take just a moment to talk about the last clear ride that we saw a few minutes ago. It was Fair Play and Jonathan Corrigan. I had a little bad information in front of me. We do want to acknowledge that Fair Play actually owned by Andrea Vogel. Andrea,
competition, and old age can make your horse feel.
Jonathan and your boy Fair Play, they were good, and we're going to see him in the jump off. Back underway here, round 1 of our $100,000 meter 45 FEI Grand Prix. We're pleased to introduce Angela Covert. Angela representing Canada. She's got the ride here aboard the Gelding Hollywood, the Race Z. Hey, we're going to add one more to the list. Angela Covert and Hollywood. Fault free, good on time, and they'll be coming back for the jump off as well. And that's going to make 8 coming back so far. As I said, horses jumping well this afternoon. Well, there's the bell. We welcome professional rider Lauren Crooks. Lauren representing the United States, and she's got the ride here aboard the 11-year-old Belgian warm blood mare, Louisiana. Lauren has the ride this afternoon for Crooks Show Jumping, LLC. Well, coming out of the break, back-to-back jacks. We've got our second clear ride in a row. Lauren Crooks, Louisiana, coming back. Bell has sounded. We welcome Christine McCrae, one of our professional riders and representing the United States. She's got the ride here aboard the 12-year-old Holsteiner mare, Julietta, for Windsor Show Stables. Oh, Christine, what a shame. A little bit of bad luck there at the very last jumping effort. Unlucky 13. It will be 4 jumping faults, 77 and change, and into 12th. Here we go with professional rider Kelly Cruciati Vanderveen representing the United States aboard the 15-year-old Belgian warm-blood gelding Halifax. And Kelly's got the ride this afternoon for Banner Farms, LLC. Well, for Kelly and Halifax, 2 rails coming down, 1 coming out of that triple, and fence number 9, the vertical, coming down as well. So it's going to be 8 jumping faults. We've got a time of 81:12 on the clock. We'll add 1 time fault. Professional rider Sydney Schulman Desiderio joining us now, representing Israel. She's got the ride here aboard the 10-year-old Norwegian warm-blood mare Classic Penny for the owner, Elan Föde. Well, Sydney with a very nice ride there aboard Classic Penny. Just a single rail late in the track, 12B coming down. It'll be 4 jumping faults just out of the top 12. That'll go into 13th. Representing Canada, we're very pleased to introduce Sean Jobin. Sean has the ride here aboard the Zangerscheid Gelding Kilkelly. Sean has the ride for Foxridge Farm Stables. Oh, he's good. Sean Kokelikot, no fault at all. They'll be coming back for the jump off, and we've got 10 tied for the lead. Once again, we want to thank just a few of our terrific sponsors here at this Sarasota International Horse Show, again presented by the Split Rock Jumping Tour. How about EQ Sports International? What a great job they've done with this Grand Prix arena. Of course, we want to thank Vitalized, Jarvis Insurance, Dahlman Jump Company, and Amberway. Well, there's the bell for Taylor Land, second ride of the afternoon for Taylor. And once again, she will be representing the United States. She's got the ride here aboard the 10-year-old Hanoverian gelding Get Go. And Taylor has the ride for Pine Tree Farms Incorporated. Well, Taylor Land working hard out there. Had a little bit of a rub going into that triple combination, but everything stayed up. We've got ourselves another clear ride. That makes 11, and Taylor and Get Go coming back as well. Lauren Hayes joining us now, representing Canada. She's got the ride here aboard the 11-year-old Dutch warm blood gelding Golden Boy for VDL Stud, the owners. Golden Boy and Lauren Hayes. Couple of rails coming down along the way. It's going to be 8 jumping. We got a time of 82 and change. We'll add 2 on the clock. Amateur rider Serena Marin joining us for the second time this afternoon. She's got the ride here aboard the 13-year-old Holsteiner mare, Cool Hand Luke. Serena Marin and Cool Hand Luke, no doubt about it. They jumped around very well indeed. Unfortunately, just a little careful around the track. We've got a time of 81.24. There will be one time fault, but Serena can take some pride in that ride. It was a good one. There's the bell for professional rider Camille Madrix. Camille's representing the United States, and she's got the ride here aboard the Celle Francais gelding Jack Straw for M&M Sport Horses. Oh, it's happened to 2 of our riders this afternoon. A clear ride up until the very last jumping effort, fence number 13. For Camille and Jack Straw, 4 faults with that bit of bad luck there at the last jump, 79 and change on the clock. Well, Chloe Reed back with us for the second time this afternoon. Chloe already has 1 clear ride on record. She was fault-free aboard Crossover. Looking to do the same here aboard Luis P. And Chloe's got the ride here for Live Oak Plantation. And again, Chloe, thank you for the salute. Well, we've talked a little bit about the week that Chloe Reed is having. She is riding very, very well indeed. And here in our $100,000 Grand Prix, she has two advancing to the jump-off. She was clear aboard Crossover. She is clear aboard Luis, and the good rides continue for Chloe. There's the bell for amateur rider Audrey Muscari. Audrey representing the United States aboard the 12-year-old gelding Cicero. Well, for Audrey Muscari and Cicero, just the one rail fence number 3 coming down for perhaps the first time this afternoon. It will be 4 jumping. We're just under the time allowed, 80.1 on the clock. Well, there's the bell for professional rider Luis Fernando Larrazabal. Again, Luis representing Venezuela. He's got the ride here aboard the 12-year-old mare, Carastina, for Ana Ishiyama, the owner. Well, Luis is going to go ahead and tip his cap and retire here aboard Caristina. Luis, thank you so much for your efforts. Now, Luis, he's not done today. As you know, he was clear a bit earlier aboard Kaye Quinn. He will, in fact, be coming back for our jump-off. Professional rider Dana Gattuso next to compete, representing the United States. Dana has had a nice week here in Sarasota. In fact, Dana had a super nice win over there in the meter 10 jumpers next door earlier in the week. She's got the ride here aboard the 10-year-old warm-blood mare, Halosia. Well, Dana's going to go ahead and tip her cap and retire here aboard Halosia. Got jumped a little loose there over fence number 7. Well, there's the bell representing Great Britain. We're pleased to introduce Jessica Mendoza. Jessica has the ride here aboard the 11-year-old Casanova. Well, Jessica Mendoza taking a page out of Chloe Reed's book, and that she is also 2 for 2 as far as clear rides go. Jessica clear earlier aboard Dublin, clear here aboard Casanova. Jessica coming back twice. Here we go with Kristen Berrien representing the United States aboard the 11-year-old Zangerscheid gelding Nestor Z for Coral Sea Stables, the owners. Well, the top drops at fence 9, the only blemish on an otherwise very nice ride there for Kristen Berrien and Nestor. It'll be 4 jumping, 78 and change on the clock. Now, for our 4 falters, time not really relevant anymore. We do have, in fact, we've got more than 12 qualified for the jump off, so our top 13 all clear rides at this point. We have 5 remaining to see here in round 1 of our $100,000 Meter 45 Grand Prix. And once again, I'm very pleased to introduce professional rider Rowan Willis. He's aboard his second ride of the afternoon and again representing Australia. Rowan has the ride here aboard the 12-year-old Zangerscheid Akita Eindecken. Well, a couple of rails coming down, or actually a rail and a block to be more precise. Either way, it is going to be an 8-fault score there for Rowan and Akita. Well, Jonathan Corrigan returning for the second time this afternoon here in our $100,000 Grand Prix. Of course, Jonathan had a very nice, clear ride earlier in our class aboard Andrea Vogel's Fair Play, and I'm sure he's looking to make it 2 for 2 here aboard this 9-year-old mare, Nalini van het Wilderhof. Jonathan has the ride this afternoon aboard Nalini for Twin Oaks Ventures. We got you, Jonathan. Thank you so much. Tip of the cap, and Jonathan is going to retire here aboard Nalini. But again, Jonathan will be taking part in our jump off. He was clear aboard Fair Play. There's the bell. We welcome professional rider Abby Michan. Abby representing Israel aboard the 12-year-old Dutch warm blood gelding Firewall. And Abby's got the ride here for the owner, Eduardo Leon. Well, how about it? Let's add one more to the list. Abby Michan and Firewall fault free coming back as well. This is going to be a very exciting jump off, to say the least. Well, the bell has sounded. Professional rider Kristen Vanderveen with us now representing the United States. She's got the ride here aboard the 17-year-old Belgian warm blood Bull Runs Festino Day Tilly for Bull Run jumpers. And we got another winner, Kristen and Festino, fault free, coming back. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Last to compete in round one of our $100,000 Grand Prix. Professional rider Mark Blumen representing Columbia. He's got the ride here aboard Maryland for Over the Top Stables. Mark Blumen and Maryland making it look very easy indeed. It's another clear ride, and that is going to wrap up round one of our $100,000 Meter 45 Grand Prix. We're going to give Olaf Jr. and our terrific ring crew a little bit of time to adjust the track for our jump off. We'll break for a little arena maintenance as well, and we'll be back very shortly with a very, very exciting jump off.
Stiff, uncomfortable, and prone to joint discomfort. That's why you need a joint supplement with proven ingredients for real results. Hyaluronics Joint is a natural, proactive approach to sustainable soundness. Hyaluronics is a completely hydrated oral liquid formulation which allows for quick absorption and maximum efficacy. It contains MHB3 hyaluronan, a patented and proven ingredient that is quickly absorbed by mucosal tissue to enhance joint mobility through lubrication, shock absorption, and articular cartilage nutrition. And MHB3 hyaluronan assists in making cartilage strong enough to handle compressive forces like jumping or running barrels. Hyaluronics Joint also contains astaxanthin and hydroxytyrosol, natural antioxidants that aid in soft tissue health and exercise recovery. Hyaluronics Joint is natural, FEI safe, veterinarian recommended, cost-effective, and lessens the need for joint injections. Hyaluronics Joint is available in a half-gallon or gallon jug. Hyaluronics Joint creates sustainable soundness.
Behind me is the future site of Terra Nova Equestrian Estates Clubhouse. Terra Nova residents and VIP members will have access to our incredible clubhouse, complete with a full gym, tennis courts, kids playground, and luxury resort-style pool. After a day of work or riding, you'll be able to escape to a lush tropical oasis just steps away from the show facilities at Terra Nova Equestrian Center.
So it is of the utmost importance to keep them and their guts and their stomachs happy. You know, we've had some horses in the past that kind of felt like they had ulcers. They're just fidgety, they're uncomfortable, they're ornery, and it's just they do not perform well at all. And so in order to keep them happy, we need to keep their guts happy. When we started using Vitalize Element, they were happier, they were mellow, they wore their ears forward more. It should just more or less be a staple in every horse's diet.
Learn more about our full line of natural equine supplements at vitalizeeq.com.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, round one in the books. It is time for the jump off. And as I said during my introduction, now that we're at the jump off, it's pretty straightforward. It's going to be the quickest jump off ride with the fewest number of faults that takes home the lion's share of $100,000 in prize money. Our first rider's approaching the gate. Let's take a moment and talk about the track that Olaf Jr. has given us for our jump off. It's going to begin over the same first fence, that green and white triple bar. After fence number 1, it's going to be a right-hand turn to fence number 6, those beautiful green pillars going away from the in-gate. Bending line on to fence number 7, the Coliseum pillars. After fence number 7, it'll be a rollback on the left-hand lead by the scoreboard to fence number 4, which is that ESI vertical. A bending line to the 5AB combination, which were the first 2 efforts in that triple combination from round 1. After 5AB, it's going to be a right-hand turn to fence number 12A. Again, 12A part of that double combination from round 1. And then a final gallop on to fence number 13. Very nice track indeed. 48 seconds our time allowed. And first to go clear in round 1. First to jump off, Jessica Mendoza and Dublin. Once again, we certainly hope you're all enjoying your afternoon here for our Grand Prix. We do have a favor to ask the kids over there on the far side of the arena if you could just not run around there next to the arena. We are going to have ourselves a jump off here. We don't want to spook any of the horses. Give us 20 minutes and you guys can run around like crazy. Hey, what a great way to start our jump off. Jessica Mendoza and Dublin. It's tough going first in the jump off, and Jessica did a great job. Left everything up so she's clear. Quick enough to put a little pressure on those to follow. I think she did that as well. We've got 34:20 on the clock, and that is going to set the pace. Jessica's afternoon not finished. She'll be coming back in our jump off aboard Casanova as well. Well, the bell has sounded, representing the United States, Kristen Berrien. She's got the ride here aboard Fantast. Well, back-to-back clear rides to get us rolling here in our jump-off. Kristen and Fantast, not quite as quick as Jessica. We've got a time of 39:38, but again, fault-free, and that will definitely be in the placings. Also representing the United States, Chloe Reed back for the jump-off aboard crossover. First of two rides here in the jump-off for Chloe. She'll be coming back later aboard Luis P. as well. Thank you, Chloe. Chloe Reed, crossover, fault-free, 36.98 and into second. What a great start to our jump-off. 3 for 3 with clear rides. Dublin in the lead. Crossover in second. Fantast in third. The bell is sounded representing Germany, Andre Thiem. He's got the ride here aboard Kanako. Andre Thiem and Kanako clear as well, 36.8 on the clock and into second. I tell you what, Jessica Mendoza was first to go. It was tough to appreciate just how fast she was, but that time of 34.20 looks like it's going to hold up very well. And again, getting back to Andre here aboard Kanako, good for second, 36.80 on the clock. Well, the bell has sounded, representing Ecuador here in our jump-off. Belen Guadaras aboard Luminario. Wolferbellen and Luminaria. 3 rails, actually 2 rails and a refusal, 12 jumping, and with the timeout taken, looks like we'll have 2 on the clock, 49.97 the adjusted time. Representing Venezuela and next to compete here in our jump-off, Luis Fernando Larrazabal aboard Calle Quinn. Luis, we've got you there. Once again, everybody still trying to catch up with our leader, Jessica Mendoza in Dublin. Our time to beat is 34.20. Luis Fernando Larrazabal and Calle Quinn. Couple rails coming down. We're looking at 8 jumping faults. Representing Ireland, Jonathan Corrigan joining us now. He's got the ride here aboard Fair Play. Very solid ride there for Jonathan aboard Fair Play. It's a fault-free effort. It's a time of 36.90 and into third place. And once again, Jessica and Dublin proving very difficult to catch. 34.20 remains our time to beat. Here we go with Canadian rider Angela Covert. She's got the ride here aboard Hollywood. We got another clear ride. Angela and Hollywood. No faults at all, 39-34 on the clock, and right now with 5 remaining, that is good for the pink ribbon. Actually, a couple more than 5. Looks like we've got 7 remaining here in our jump off, and again, Jessica and Dublin stay in the lead. Representing the United States, we've got Lauren Crooks and Louisiana. Well, Lauren Crooks and Louisiana getting around with a time of 36.86. Without that rail, that would have been good for third, but unfortunately, a rail coming down to fence number 4, 4 jumping in into 7th. We'll keep rolling here with our jump off for our $100,000 Grand Prix. Canadian rider Sean Jobin joining us now aboard Coquelicot. Sean Jobin, Coquelicot, fault-free, 36.83 and in to third. Next to jump off, representing the United States, Taylor Land, and Get Go. They'll giddy up, Taylor Land and Get Go. No faults at all. 36.27 on the clock and into second place, just about 2 seconds behind Jessica Mendoza, our leader. And once again, Jessica went first in the jump off. It's hard to appreciate just how fast she was, but nobody's come within 2 seconds. And here we go with Chloe Reed. She's got her second horse here in the jump off. She's got the ride aboard Luis, and if she's looking to take the lead, she'll need to be about 2.5 seconds quicker than she was aboard Crossover. Well, Chloe, that is too bad. A couple of stops there at fence number 7, and we will have to excuse you and Luis P. with our thanks. So once again, a quick rundown of the leaderboard. Jessica Mendoza and Dublin in the lead. Taylor Land aboard Get Go currently in second, and Andre Team and Kanako round out the top 3. And speaking of Jessica, here she is. Jessica Mendoza aboard Casanova. Well, what an afternoon for Jessica Mendoza. Count them, 2 double clear rides. She's got the lead aboard Dublin. Here aboard Casanova, she's into 7th. Here we go with Abby Meachon and Firewall. We got the clear ride. Do we have the time? We do indeed. Leader Abby Meachon and Firewall. 34:19 on the clock. 100th of a second quicker than Jessica Mendoza. What a ride. Two remaining here in our jump off. Next, we welcome, representing the United States, Kristen Vanderveen aboard Festino de Tilly. Well, there's our fastest time, 34:05. Unfortunately, it came with a cost. 2 rails coming down, 8 jumping faults. But again, Kristen and Festino getting around very, very quickly with the 8 jumping faults into 12th. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it all comes down to this. Last to compete here in our jump off, Mark Blumen and Maryland. Mark knows what he's got to do. He's got to be clear and quicker than 34.19 for the win. We're clear. 34:05, ladies and gentlemen, winner Mark Blumen and Maryland. 0.15 of a second quicker than Abby Michon, and that is good for championship honors in our $100,000 Grand Prix. Mark, felicidades. Well done out there today. What a great ending to a great Grand Prix. Mark Blumen and Maryland, as I said, going to take home not only the blue ribbon, but the lion's share of $100,000 in prize money. And we'll be back in just a few moments with a very nice presentation for our top finishers. Once again, a great afternoon, a great Grand Prix, and our top finishers getting organized for our presentation. At this time, I'm very pleased to introduce some very special individuals who will join us for our presentation representing the Terra Nova Equestrian Center. We're pleased to have Steve and Natalie Herrick. Steve and Natalie, thank you so much. Also, Hannah and Zach Kettlebetter. So thank you so much for joining us for our presentation. Mr. Derek Braun representing the Split Rock Jumping Tour with us as well. Well, ladies and gentlemen, how about it? Without further ado, here they are, our top finishers in today's $100,000 Meter 45 Grand Prix. Once again, Steve, Natalie, Hannah, and Zach, thank you so much for joining us for our presentation. And let's begin by congratulating our 8th place finisher. Ladies and gentlemen, 8th place honors to Crossover and Chloe Reed. Taking the 7th place ribbon, it's Fair Play and Jonathan Corrigan. Green ribbon honors this afternoon, presented to Coquelicot and Sean Jobin. Taking 5th place honors, Kanako and Andre Team. And ladies and gentlemen, the white ribbon, to Get Go and Taylor Land. And ladies and gentlemen, at this time, our top 3 riders dismounting and approaching the podium. And ladies and gentlemen, taking the podium, our top 3 finishers. Yellow ribbon honors this afternoon to Dublin and Jessica Mendoza. What a week for Jessica. Reserve championship honors, the red ribbon to Firewall and Abby Mechown. And ladies and gentlemen, championship honors in our $100,000 Grand Prix to Marilyn and Mark Blumen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in honor of this terrific victory by Mark Blumen and Marilyn, we ask that you please rise. Gentlemen, remove cover, the national anthem of Colombia. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, Mark. Again, congratulations to you and Marilyn. What a win, what a ride. Well, Mark, I'll tell you what, the hard work is over. Nothing to do now but lead the way in our victory gallop. Ladies and gentlemen, let them hear it. Mark Blumen and Marilyn taking home championship honors in our $100,000 Grand Prix. Once again, Horseflight awarding $500 to our best fist pump of the week. Mark, what do you say? Pone tu mano en el cielo, amigo. Felicidades. Mark Blumen in Maryland taking that blue ribbon. Our man Abby Michon and Firewall finishing second. Jessica Mendoza and Dublin grabbing third. Taylor Land and Get Go in fourth. Andre Team and Kanako grabbing fifth. It was Sean Jobin and Kokelikot in sixth. Jonathan Corrigan and Fair Play in seventh. And it was Chloe Reed and Crossover rounding out our top 8. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we draw your attention to the riser adjacent to the in-gate where Mr. Jack Nash is going to be talking with a very happy Mark Blumen. Jack, take it away.
Thank you, Adrian. I am here with Mr. Mark Blumen. Take a second to catch your breath. Congratulations. How does it feel?
Well, believe it or not, I've been jumping Grand Prix for probably around 12, 13 years, and this is actually my first international Grand Prix win. I've gotten very close multiple times, and I really was hoping I could come here and get it under my belt and just get started, hopefully win a couple more this year.
I wanted to ask you about that. Marilyn had a second-place finishes in big classes in September last year. I think 2 Grand Prix she was second. Is this her first win as well, the 9-year-old?
Yeah, it's her first win. She's not very experienced, but she's. We have a big in our family. We have big hopes for her for this year.
You should. She's amazing. What was your plan? It's been a while since I've seen 16 clear in an Olaf Peterson course. How do you plan for that and riding the jump off?
Well, at that point, I'm going last. I have had time to watch everybody go. At that point, the only thing you could do was go as fast as you could and turn tight and hope that the rails would stay in place, and they did for me, and we got the win for barely nothing, but we got the win.
Did you know you had it when you hit the ground?
I saw the screen. Even in the air of the last jump, I was already looking at the screen. And when I saw the first, I got very excited. It was very good.
We're very proud of you. We're happy to have you at Split Rock. Tell us about your Split Rock experience.
Well, I've been a big supporter of this. Well, my whole family, actually. I think my brother also has. Daniel hasn't won a Split Rock Grand Prix. Ilan, my brother, has. We've been big supporters since the beginning. He does a great job. Great atmosphere, great jumps, great footing, always treats the riders and the athletes the way they should be treated, and I will keep following the tour.
Mark, we're very proud of you. Your family and us too. Congratulations on your big win.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, Jack, thanks for the nice interview, and Mark, again, good work out there today. Go take good care of Marilyn. She's going to be getting some carrots this afternoon for sure. All righty, we got a little action to still come our way here in the Grand Prix Arena. Coming up next, our $500,000 Meter 20 Junior Amateur Finale presented by Amber Way. We're going to give Voloff and our crew a little bit of time to adjust the track. We'll invite our riders and trainers in to walk shortly.